Good evening. All right. Make sure sound's going good. Turn down this a little bit. There we go. All right. If you are tuning in, tonight is going to be a magical night. I think overall, I might do less like longer streams just to save spoons, but anytime that there's like a special scene or something planned, we'll see. Depends on my spoons. But tonight we're gonna be tuning in to oh, what is her married name now? Or not married name? It's not Des Vegas. Hello. Thanks, Alex. Oh, fuck. What is her? Vargas? I think it's Dev I might be. Anyway, the lovely Des. Sweetheart, recent sweetheart of the community. Purple hair. Beginnings of a witch. Newly found out, newly discovering, maybe always known, hasn't really tapped into her magic. Anyway, recently landed within Isles, made connections with Oberon. They've been kind of reaching out periodically, talking magical stuff, and then a couple of nights ago, Des was involved in some sort of shootout. I don't know yet if... I think she was a victim. I don't think she was a perpetrator. I think she was just there at the local skate shop. And she was injured. And ever since her injury, according to her, where the physical wounds have healed, there are magical wounds that have started to leak her magic. And so she reached out to Obi, knowing about Haven, knowing about his kind of like fayness, and was like, hey, is there any way you could help? And Oberon's like, I could do my best. Let's sync up. Let's see what I can do for you. So that's basically the premise. Everything from here on out is literally going to be improv. There's some things that we've maybe partially talked about, but this whole scene is probably going to be go with the flow. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I don't want that to be there. How do I get... Okay, there we go. Oh, fuck. Where was I? Oh, that was Mystic. So I probably want to be out here. Is this the... Yes, it is. Dun, 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 dun. We're going to drive this. Oh, or not. Oh. We are not going to drive that. We'll just do this one. Okay. Let's find out. I need to see if I can do if I have any magic. Okay. Do I have food? Let's see. Getting my ducks in a row. If you have... I think it's kind of exciting though, because I don't think I've streamed this newest iteration of Haven. Hello.
Hello.
All right. I don't think I want gloves on him. Meanwhile, Atlas is learning more about his sire being a good old vampire. Let's see here. Okay, that looks good. I'm just having doubts. Do I want that? 854. I think that's a good start. There's not much like supernatural garb to fuck with in this city, unfortunately. At least on the male side. Hmm. Hmm. 855 1. These pants are like the, what is it? The state trooper pants, but they're their closest thing that I can find to like medieval like trousers. So that's why he wears them a lot. I kind of want to find one of those tousled shirts that kind of look like this one. No, stop it. I feel like my mouse is on its way out. I've been having issues with it in the last week. It's very frustrating. It's doing like the, there it is. It just did it. Like this double click thing that's just, oof. Okay. Do I like this? I don't feel like there's a lot really good hands to go with the shirt though. Hope everyone is having a good Wednesday. Stop it. It's getting worse. That's the unfortunate thing. Okay, I kind of fuck with this. Now to find the right hands. Get out of here. Shoot. There. Oh. It does not work. Hello. Welcome in. Oh, I actually found hounds at work. I love this. This is like casual Fae Prince boy. How's it going? This is the city of Isles. It's called IslesRP, I believe, in 5M. Lovely little slice of a sandbox to come play in. Let's see. Is my favorite necklace actually going to vibe with this? Oh, stop it. We shall find out. I want to say it's above 100. It is whitelisted. We average, I would say, I'm in Pacific. And we average about, oh, there it is. No, it's not going to vibe. Okay. Between 50 and 60. I think we're middle 60s right now. And then in like the middle of the night PST times, you know, we get as low as like 5 people. Ah, it's not too big, not too little. Let's see here. Yeah, I can drop a link. It's not working. Why aren't you working? Worst case, you go to 5M, you look up IslesRP. Where is this at? It's saying that the link is actually hidden. Why is that? That's weird. Yeah, for some reason it's not working, but and I don't think I have a command. Do I have a command? No, I don't. I will add that to my list. But I gotta get ready for this next scene. Do I have... I do have bandages. Okay. But yeah, welcome in. Again, just go to 5M, search IslesRP. You should be able to find us pretty easily. I believe there should be a Discord link to follow from there. That's so weird that that link is not actually copying. No, that's not what I wanted. Yes, but I don't know you, and you're a person on the internet, respectfully. So, I'm very particular about my DMs in Discord. But also, to be frank, you looking IslesRP up is also easier while I'm streaming. You know what I didn't do is make sure this actually... Okay. Just in case he's... Wait, did she just... Oof. That corner of... One more time so I know. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know Jasmine was in a relationship. Highness is having a pool party. Okay, mouse. I didn't realize there we actually still... Oh, that's awesome. Welcome in. Isles is very, 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 very LGBT friendly. As a... I myself am a trans man, gender fluid boy. I am. That's so much plastic. Do we? I don't think we have that plastic. I'm trying to think of what's in our warehouse. Because we do. It's metal scrap, plastic, and copper. If you mean first person shooter? Oh, frames per second. I can tell you that there are various things in place in the server to mitigate and help and make better frames per second. We recently just went through like a 2.5 update, which most servers do. They'll go through like periodic updates or whatever to kind of refresh the server. And I know on the back end, they did a lot of optimization in the script to help with stuff. So, it really depends on your computer. That's all I can tell you. When the population in city does get pretty number heavy, it's not the best optimization from what I've seen. I know that they're working on it to make it better, but we've also, I would say within the last month, the numbers have increased a good chunk. The averages, meaning like when I came back to Isles in January, I think they were averaging about 30 a night, and now we're solid like in the 60s a night. So it just depends on your brain and your connection. Okay, okay. Oh. I know that tune. Dear goodness. You guys want to get in my car? There's a garage literally right over there. In that first parking space. Oh, there she goes. Ooh. Hey, how you doing? Oh my god. Hello. Wait for it. You missed. You hit the injured party. What the fuck, Ada? Ah. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, I can do whatever I want.
Oh, you can do whatever you want?
What?
Yeah.
No,
that's... Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, didn't need that window anyway.
That's fine.
Yep. All right. Do you have the goods?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Got some cauldron ciders and some food.
That is very on brand. All right. Have you come out to Roxwood very often?
Sorry, I'm just dying right now. Hold on.
Oh no! Do I need to pull over and do CPR?
No, I'm good. Oh, okay. I've been to Roxwood out here before because it was so I think a couple of my friends we were just like exploring the area because we were just nosy because like I've never actually fully been up here except for when they were showing me around. So I've seen some stuff up here, but not.
Gotcha. Well, I would say with the new update, just be careful with like the northern side where the tract is because your car will just shut down. But otherwise, the other side is pretty drivable. So.
Yeah, I remember I was in the car with Axel, and then he was like, "No, we gotta turn around, or else we'll end up in the ocean."
We'll end up in the upside down. That actually happened to me. I was trying to take pictures yesterday, and I thought I was like skirting the good line, and then all of a sudden it shut down. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like on the other side of the track, so I had to run through everything. I'm like, thank God no one's here to witness this.
Wanna shoot someone?
But yeah, how are you two doing tonight?
Balling.
I'm alright.
Oh, I should have stopped off at the bank. I got fucking 70k on me in cash.
Just as according to my plan. No, I'm kidding.
You can fucking try. You know how it's gonna end.
Mm-hmm. I don't want that heat. What are you talking about?
I'm taking the Motoshka out of your box.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go very slow up this hill. I apologize to your brains in advance.
Alright. What are we going up to, by the way? I've not been told what this is.
Oh, we are going to my home
Oh.
called Haven. Here we go. Okay.
Hentai Haven.
Ooh. Huh?
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 What did you say, Ada?
Something about
Oh. I put that away very safely. Are you good? You are not good. That is one way to get introduced here. I promise you, I didn't do anything to her. I didn't do anything to her. I don't. Did she fall through
hello? You're in the void?
The chaos sensed her and took her.
You said you're at the bottom of the mountain?
Oh, are you in the? Is she in the cave?
Are you in the cave? Are you...
She might be in a cave.
She's on the road, but appearing in the void and out of the void.
Oh shit. Okay, let's.
She's gonna send me the location. Okay, we'll come.
Interesting. There is a system of caves beneath us and towards the mountain to the right.
She sent me her location.
Oh my god. I've never had that from anyone. That's
crazy.
fucking hilarious.
That's one way to start everything, I guess.
I guess. Okay, well, here we go. All right, left or right?
Left. That's crazy.
That's. I don't know what to say to that.
That's a good start off, I guess.
I guess so.
She says she's gonna take a nap, but she's gonna end up, I think, back right over there.
Am I? Oh, you put it on the map. I see now. Dig it. There we go.
Okay.
That's
She should come back here at least.
crazy.
The void should throw her back here.
She ended up all the way over here. That has never happened. What the heckity heck? Well,
That's crazy.
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Actually, it's like the fact that I was talking about not catching heat from her, and Haven chose to fucking yeet her. I put some protection spells down. Didn't expect them to fucking.
Haven said no.
Yeah, get out of here. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna assume then Ada probably knows the full story of how you got shot up.
Yeah, she wasn't there when it started, but she was there kind of, so I can also explain to you what happened.
That's why I'm like, this would be a good time to download me on exactly the circumstances and all that stuff.
So, I'm sure you're aware that I'm in Nakamata.
No. You had the Nekomata bike yesterday that we talked
crazy.
about. You had the sword that we talked about. Yeah.
Right. And so you know kind of the, you know of Stryker and the now disbanded assassins.
You were one of the people that got shot up there?
Yes, so I was
Fuck.
working at Ghost, and there was some people, because I worked there, you know, I had no, none of my attire, nothing, working civilian. I opened it, and a couple of people from Nakamata were there, and some people from Chaos were there. And some, like customers, too, unaffiliated, nothing of the above. And I guess there was some white beef with, like, Stryker, and some people, like, a lot of shit-talking. Some people from BAP were also just, like, you know, doing their shit-talking. And it was just kind of, like, shit-talking. And I think one group took down an assassin spray.
Oh, that I'm aware. So funny story. So we were boosting, not gonna lie, and we were like pulling over. Vanessa fucking crashed multiple times because the tea was just piping. It was actually really funny. So that part I knew.
Yeah, so that started the kind of the why beef, and then I guess someone from Assassins, I know who, but I'm not gonna say. Someone from Assassins had shown up to Ghost and pulled out a gun in front of like to people outside who were hanging out. So then that person got shot up, and then one of the Nekomata members posted that person on why and was like, oh, kind of showing like their body that was laying out outside, and then Stryker came then to Ghost and started lighting everyone up, kind of unprovoked, and then started a whole gang war, and like there was at least like 13 people down, all from Nekomata. It kind of targeted them just because someone from Nekomata was talking shit, so he targeted the whole gang.
That's kind of what happened with Nightfall. Interesting.
Yeah, and so and then he also had gotten a couple of Chaos members, and then also that was a whole thing. So a lot of Chaos members and Nekomata members were down, and like civilians too. And so I was working. I was not in my gang stuff, but I was strictly just working, like unaffiliated, whatever, trying to deal with it. And Demi has a very strict rule of no shooting in the. She said you could do whatever you want outside, but don't bring it in my business. Which, like, it's a place of business. I get it. And so after that, I guess like now Stryker just has like a target on his back from Nekomata, Chaos, and Bat because we had just made some friendly alliances with different groups. So yeah, that whole situation was a mess because there was like 15 people down, and then he was just walking around and they're talking shit, being like, oh, you're pussy ass gang, like you guys all got knocked down by like one person, and we're like, we had pistols and we were unsuspecting and unarmed, and then that's the only way you knew that you could bring us all down. But all right.
Looks at like the 3 AM post of them fucking getting up to our mansion being like, what, and we're all like, yeah, you're cool. Yeah,
and then like
ooh,
the
big man.
backtracking of like calling people from Nekomata and being like, oh, it wasn't personal, it was just business, and it's like, no, it was personal. Right.
So fucking funny. Stryker was just laying so many mousetraps for himself. That was the tea that I was just fucking enjoying on the why, because literally he posted something about like, oh, blah, 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 my sprays. What the fuck was the point of that? And then like everyone and their mom came for him. And I was like, I love this so much. Yeah. Silently eating popcorn.
Hey.
So...
I was just updating Oberon about the ghost shooting.
Take 2.
Yeah.
So then so there was at least like 15 people down, and I didn't want to take up a whole lot because I can heal myself very, very slowly, but to the extent that I would have to, because he put like 4 bullets in me. So I tried.
Real quick, don't act like I didn't see that earlier. You took my Russian nesting doll, Ada. Maybe that's why you got yeeted.
I literally said to you, I'm taking your Matoshka.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And you were like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Oh. I think I said something else then. Sorry about that. Okay, take 2.
Okay, I'm taking your fucking pogo as well.
Okay. Okay, heard.
I've got a gift for you, babe.
All right.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, let's keep. I want to hear more context. Yeah.
Did you also put another one in my pockets the other day? Because I just woke up and found one. I was like, what the fuck is this doing in my pocket? Lord. Yeah, so I had gotten a couple of bullets in me, and I just told the EMS to kind of, just put me off to the side for now and kind of worry about the others. So to that intensity, I had to heal myself, but also I haven't used my magic or accessed it in many, many years. I was telling Ada that I'm what people consider just a baby in terms of being able to use my magic, so I just don't use it because I'm afraid to, do things like that and then end up causing an explosion or some shit.
Okay.
Or dabbling in things that I don't understand. So it caused my magic and kind of my core itself to just be very unbalanced and start like bleeding out essentially.
Okay. Well, since there's not really a full-on sense of like we need to get this done right now, we'll probably do like a little bit more of an interview just because like I don't want to dabble in stuff. I want to kind of know. I want to know you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to her earlier, Obi, about the stuff we used to do at the Emporium of like the blood testing shit. Remember that? Doing maybe something like that again.
Yeah, I was interested in that because like I'm made up of two parts, kind of like a witch side and my infernal demonic side.
Yeah.
I know everything there is to know about one side, but one side is just completely blank to me, and that's the demonic infernal side. So I don't know any of that because it's closed off to me, but I want to know anyway. At least something, so I can at least start learning and start figuring it out, because I feel like there's just something missing when I try to use my magic.
Okay. Well, duly noted. Let's find a place that kind of makes you feel the most comfortable. Haven is still under construction, but I have a few spots that I can ultimately show you.
If you want.
So for my for like my end of things, right? So Oberon Goodfellow at your disposal. I am currently the I'm the king of the summer court for Midsummer. I am currently stationed here as I am not the high king currently of Midsummer, but I'm working towards reclaiming that throne. However, in the meantime, trying to kind of lick my wounds here, if you will. And yeah, just kind of wanted to establish a space for myself, for any fey creatures, supernatural creatures to come out here. So my plans are to have my own court based here that I can kind of build up, and to still represent the different elements, the different courts, and potentially have like a school or lecture or just place for people to come out and hang and feel safer, that's away from the shining lights of the city and is a little bit more connected to nature. Currently I have the winter court for the most part built out. I have the summer or the spring court kind of filtered out. I have my actual court, and then inside I do have a personal altar, which might, depending on your situation, we might go in there. I'm not gonna take you there right away, but if things go south, that might be an issue of me taking you there. So I think to start, let me show you what is established, and then any of the areas that you feel kind of calls to you, we'll just hang out there for a bit. And we'll go from there. How does it sound?
Yeah, because it's like I told Ada, I'm a blank slate, and when you kind of when you offer to like kind of help guide me and stuff like that, I know she kind of too in her and text, and it's like I'm willing to take whatever I can.
I was going to say I have access to the mystic spells, like summoning circuit and magic rooms and everything. So if you want to use those as well, those are at our disposal.
I am a sponge.
Have you ever seen the mystic spells summoning circle, maybe?
Yes, but for today my focus is here on Haven. I'm saying,
like, in the future, it's an
I have
option.
seen it a few times. I haven't been there in the last couple of weeks, but when I first came back, I was shown the room. Yes.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's see. Let me show you the winter court.
I'm fine to come with, aren't I?
Yeah, you can wander. I'm gonna be watching her and seeing if anything sparks, if you will.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's even a little hot tub back there. Little studying area. I worked for a while to kind of work with the weather to kind of call the snow here permanently, if you will. Most folk who are with the winter court a little bit more isolated. They like their me time. They like to study. Over here is kind of a My partner Sawyer was here recently doing his thing. He recently discovered he's a changeling and kind of is
Interesting.
affiliated. Yeah,
I
he's.
swear they've known that for ages.
They have, but as I have stated prior, when we were in the Feywild, it was only for a weekend, but when we came back, 9 months had passed. So it's still fresh for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Timey-wimey bullshit.
Yeah. Wibbly
I
wobbly.
spent, I spent like 10 years over there and then came back here and it was only a month.
Yeah. So this area, I don't know if you've lost anyone, but this is just a place for settling spirits to come rest, come hang, for you to kind of give homage, or just be in a space that where the veils could be pretty thin, if you will. Looks very pretty at nighttime. That's all I gotta say. I enjoy this area a lot.
It's really pretty over here.
Yeah, I freaking this
Especially
area.
the new year.
Barf, Ian, oh my god. All right, this is the summer court. I will be probably hosting some form of like what I used to do in Midsummer, hear people's issues, conflicts. They can work it out amongst themselves, and if they do follow like Fey rules and laws, I can help rule with it, help facilitate those conversations, etc. And then one of my favorite parts of the summer court is this area, that if anyone does anything stupid, harmful, require some sort of retribution, they will get not so politely thrown off this cliff.
I love that.
Oh, she gonna go down? Oh, how? You just flew right back.
The wings.
Yep,
the
that's
wings.
it's 1000%.
Oh my
There she goes.
There she goes. Your wings didn't work this time.
Sucks for. Oh, nope,
Oh.
nope. She.
Fine.
That's amazing.
She is resilient.
That is very, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about like Fae stuff, but like where I come from, so it's a small, very very small secluded realm called Novari.
Novari
people-
or Nobari?
Nelvari here. Let me,
Oh,
like,
Nelvari.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello.
um,
Oh,
yeah, it's like a mixture. They have
Elf
a lot
shit.
of, yeah, they kind of have a mixture of kind of like Fae and elf people, and a mixture of that. Like they kind of borrow from different things, but a lot of it is mixing. The big thing that happens is it's a
Okay.
mixture of how to use magic and technology together.
I'm stuck.
So that's kind of
Sorry.
where. Are you good?
I got stuck on the chair.
Using like magic and technology kind of together. So that's what I had studied for a very long. But they kind of borrow a little bit from Fae stuff. But I don't know a whole lot of it because I spent a lot of my time secluded and kind of kept away from it.
what I know of Novari specifically, or it's scratching an itch in my brain. There's been a few times in like the Elven Chronicles where certain sects of like elven folk have split off and gone to like their own dimension, or they've figured out planar travel, if you will, and essentially carved out kind of their own area. Would you say that's kind of an accurate representation of maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. All right, that's actually really helpful. So that's your like elven fey witchy side?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. It's because a lot of our kind of culture or magic and that kind of sense that comes from, some people have like deities or gods or whatever. Ours are spirit dragons.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mine
Hashtag someone fuck a
specifically-
dragon.
Yep, there's 3 of them.
I would.
You know what, Sam? There's 3 of them, and mine specifically, the one that my kind of group of people come from, is a nature-based one. So very like altruistic, nature-based healing. More
Should be.
so, yeah, like more like druidic in that sense.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, do you think you have a druidic power?
Probably.
Interesting. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going through like a Rolodex in my head of things. Okay.
It's like a mixture of druidic, but also, so my creation essentially was picked as different puzzle pieces put together on one, and let's see what happens. So
fucked around and found Des.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cool.
So one part of me deals with, you know, that altruistic nature healing side, but then another part of me is very deep rooted in death and necromancy.
Ooh, those are just such great dichotomies. Okay.
So it's very much that like yin and yang of light and dark, but it constantly fights with each other every single day. So I'm a little bit afraid to access it because I'm over 100-something years old. Most of the time I've spent amongst humans, in kind of places like this. And like before I was here, I came from the year 1907. So you can imagine how that goes.
The technology alone.
Yeah.
1907.
So,
my God.
yeah, I don't know why I was kind of thrown here, but I'm not mad about it. Just a little confused as to why, but.
Okay. Interesting. All right, one last area, and then we'll figure out where a place to kind of hold up. All right. You might vibe with this place. We'll see. This one is definitely a work in progress. This is the representation of Spring Court. Lots of energy. Spent some time here calling to the ground, growing different flowers. I'm hoping this area will be kind of like a little dance party area, if you will. The lights are very pretty when they light up. There is, let's see here, a lovely little couple of trees, because I mean, how can you not have like a spring without like, yeah. And then still kind of decorating this. Oh, I need to fix those chairs. Anyway, it's so funny because with the flood, like a lot of these plants were not here. And actually in the summer court, the wood floor was very flat. And then I'm like, we have overgrowth now, which is fine. It's totally fine. And then this is kind of a chiller area. Despite the fire, has a really great view of the sunset, etc., etc. So that's kind of it for Haven thus far. You are more than welcome to come out here and vibe and do all those things. You know, I've had friends that have in the past established relationships with certain trees, certain plants, or what have you. So whatever makes you most comfortable.
Something about winter seems to be pulling towards me.
It's almost like your aesthetic just also screams that. All right.
It's just something about it feels feels calming over there.
It is very calming. That's for sure.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Parkour.
Her wings are getting caught on different areas, I think.
Yeah.
It happens.
All right. All right.
Yeah, something about over here just feels very like homey.
Very homey. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think, let's see here. Why don't we just all, actually, do you mind standing in the center for me? Just the center of this area. Yeah. Center is like maybe like right here, so I can circle you if need be.
Yeah.
Where did you get shot exactly?
Here, let me.
Okay.
like they healed enough to not bleed anymore, but it's still they're still there. And then also
Oh my. All on the same side.
yeah.
Okay. You don't happen to have any fragments of the bullets, do you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They were just kind of, so this is gonna sound very strange, but when I was shot with them, there was no exit point.
That's what I'm concerned about.
But they're not there anymore.
You
They just disappeared.
Are you sure about that, or you just don't feel them?
I don't feel them, but also I tried searching for them, if that makes sense. My body can kind of detect when things are kind of like foreign objects. And I can't sense it unless something's off, especially with like my magic. And also too, my magic and everything, all of my abilities are not really that honed in. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Interesting. And sorry, and I understand why you were kind of bouncing around there and talking about who did what, but just so I can reiterate, Stryker was the shooter or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He
and-
was. I don't think he has access to other types of material. I think it was just straight like SMG ammo. But also I tried to heal the wounds myself, but also with my magic being so kind of unchecked, I don't know if something else caused it to be that way.
The fact, okay, I mean that guy is. I've had my dealings with Stryker when I was a cop. He's chaotic with malice. And
he's a child.
Very much a child, very much obviously driven by his emotions. I don't like the black there. How long is the black ink there? Or not ink, but the circles around the wounds?
It kind of started like shortly after I tried to heal it. I don't know what it is, in truth.
They
doesn't hurt.
started to appear after you tried to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Do I have your permission to touch them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you mind lifting up your arms for me? And you didn't have EMS. Oh, that. Okay. You didn't have EMS look at you at all?
They kind of did, but I just kind of told, because there were people who were like fully bleeding out, people who had multiple bullets. So I just kind of told them like, put me off, get me on my feet, put me off to the side, and I could take care of the rest. And they were just like, you know what? Okay. Because they were also like 15 other people there.
Right. But okay. And you okay. Sorry, just bear with me in the questions. And did you start healing then and the black outlines happened, or was it later that you just happened to notice them after you tried?
I noticed them later.
Okay. Have you it's cold to the touch for me. Have you felt it? Do you Does it feel cold to you at all?
I always feel cold.
You always
So
okay.
so it's the whole death thing.
I do know the whole death thing. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I kind of always just feel that way. And also whenever 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 I tap into that side of myself, I tend to feel sometimes sick after. Um I think necromancy sometimes doesn't
You feel
and
sick. Okay.
which is why I kind of want to like learn how to control it the most. Because whenever I use my healing ability, sometimes the darker side doesn't like it.
Oh, so I can't hear you. Bar.
You can't look at her because I'm touching her. You can't look at her because you're not liking what you. Sorry, I missed that.
Huh?
Oh, I thought she said I can't look at you right now. And
Oh
right
no,
now
I think she was on radio.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry, no, I was saying to Mouse. Sorry,
okay.
go on.
Interesting. Okay. You can put your hands down. Can you move your hair again so I can see the one behind your ear?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, that's... Have you ever had a head injury of a sorts at all?
A lot of them.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that, I guess. Like, if you've had a lot of them, what kind of injuries stand out to you the most?
I kind of really don't live the safest life. So a lot of times it's like either getting shot or concussion or just like a lot of bonking my head. Um, Flying off my bike a lot. Um, a lot of head trauma. But being alive for over a century kind of does that.
Okay. Lots of hitting your head. Ever a time where your wounds did not heal?
There was one time where it wasn't that it didn't heal, it was more so that it had a lot longer heal time and it has kind of felt a little bit more painful and difficult to do so. But it wasn't me that did the healing, it was kind of my body trying to naturally heal as like a regular person would, but also some assistance from doctors. It was about I think I had it was like a gang fight like 30 something years ago. Um and I had taken a shotgun to the chest. Um and it kind of nicked my heart that I had, like my heart, and it took a while to heal, but it didn't it healed very strangely. It kind of healed the part that was nicked turned black.
The
But I'm still alive.
Hold on. So is it a scar now that looks black?
Yeah, like on my actual heart.
Inside? Or what the? So the bolt, the shotgun pellet nicked.
Yeah, it nicked an artery in like near my heart, and that's when it healed.
The fuck, SMG. Ada, what are SMG bullets made of?
They are made of copper. Well, they're made of just general metal scraps, so normally steel with lead on the insides. However, the coatings can also contain copper.
Okay.
So you're looking at like a combination of like steel, copper, lead, gunpowder, a mixture of a bunch of shit.
Okay.
But the most prominent ones are just metal scraps like steel and stuff, and copper. I mean, I've got a bullet here if you want to have a look at one.
No. Oh, you got? Yeah, I'll definitely take a look.
You know, I keep that shit on me.
As you should.
Did you get it?
Did I
Should
get
be
it?
point 45 ACP.
I did not get it. It looked like you
That
gave
must
it to
have
somebody, but I don't know.
Must have went to Des then instead.
Oh, there it is. So, have you ever see that's very and after you received the nick on the heart from the pellet, did you notice any differences in yourself and your magic?
It was a little off balance for a couple of years, but I just didn't choose to use it because I was afraid.
Afraid because of the nick or just afraid of the magic?
Afraid of the magic because I don't know what I'm dealing with, and I haven't really had the opportunity to have anyone teach me to kind of manage it. So I think I've become a little bit afraid to use it because I'm afraid of either causing some destruction, which like I don't really want to do. It's just I don't like doing things in the unknown.
No, I totally get that. When you first realized you had magic to begin with, how did it manifest?
I mean, I can go into my my childhood's backstory for you.
I mean, before, so this is like, you know how like doctors talk about like, oh, what are you allergic to? Oh, like, tell me about these injuries. It's like, I don't want to, when I have something in mind that I want to do, but it's like, I need to be prepared and make sure I don't trip any wires in you. And
Yeah.
if you are as untrained as you state and you haven't been using as much magic or expending magic, because some people, some creatures, the magic in them starts small and it builds and it builds, and that building never stops. There's not a stopgap. The only way for them not to explode is to continually use magic, if that makes sense, because if they don't, then they could potentially go off like a nuke, and that's happened. Sometimes magic makes people go actually crazy. Some people are able to harness it. Some people use siphons to help them bind it within them so they can feel a modicum of control. Some people are natural and they have all the control over it. Some people have to act as conduits between magic, like things, everything around you, Des, has some magic in it. From the ground that you step on, the rock that you throw into the lake to watch it skitter across the pond, to even the wind around us, everything has some magic. Some people can literally bend it to their will, and all different elements. Some people specialize in certain elements. Some people can actually harness it and put it into physical being, like what Ada had showed me with enchantments. Although temporary, it does work like physics, where there's like transfer laws, essentially, right? You can't make anything from nothing unless you know how to. So you might be a bomb. I don't know.
That's true.
What what is if you are leaking magic, that was the language that you used towards me. That is concerning. Makes me think of like a radiation leak.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
what kind of magic? You're literally telling me that you might be natural to necromancy, to death magic, which, you know, this is also a reason why I wanted you to come out to Haven. Because if you are, and you do explode in a certain way, form, shape, you're out of the city, you're away from skyscrapers, away from people you love. Side eyes Ada. She'll be fine.
Well, so I'm not really paying attention right now.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was like, if she explodes, I feel like you'll be fine. I think.
No,
I hope.
I've got being a high elf, I have very high
It could
magical
be
resistance and capabilities.
it could be that your own natural healing abilities have met their limit in some way. It could be that it's a literal physical block. You know how people have like writer's block? Your healing might be going
Yeah.
through that essentially. But I don't know. So this is all to that was a long-winded answer of saying if you want to share your story with me, I am here to listen.
There's a lot of blanks in it because I wasn't allowed to know. I'm not really allowed to know just yet, but like, I mean, I can share what I do know. So like I told you, where I came from, Nelvari, where, that's where I'm from, and so I was one of four, kind of siblings, like girls created essentially. Our mother had made kind of a deal to create different weapons. That's where the three other siblings came in. They didn't make the cut essentially, which is very messed up. Of the attributes that she wanted in one specific being, to kind of use as like a puppet. And she finally, when she created me, I had all the attributes that she wanted. So I kind of grew up in a way that was very sheltered. I was kind of kept in one space until I was about the human age of like 17. The other siblings had kind of escaped and left the realm because it was either they were kind of excommunicated because they didn't fit what she wanted. Our mother was not a great person. And so they would bring the other siblings, my oldest one would bring all of our other siblings to the human realms where it was safer for us. I was the last one, obviously, because it took a lot longer and I was more sheltered, more protected, and kind of trained into using my ability for bad, for negative things. My mother wanted to have kind of a creation of light and dark, which is where that kind of altruism, that healing magic, the white magic, it comes into kind of a constant yin-yang fight with our darkness. She wanted to kind of be able to control life in itself. So creating a being that can control whether or not someone heals or whether or not someone dies was her ultimate end goal. But in order for her to kind of access some of the things she wanted, she also had to make a deal with the devil and a few other demons, which is where the other infernal side comes in. That part has been closed off to me for a very long time. I've tried to access it, and every time I try, something bad happens. So either I remember I had tried one time to kind of access that side of me, and I lost all of my memory for I lost 15 years of time. So that happens if I try to access things that I'm not allowed to know, and also something blocks it. It kind of feels like a really, really big metal barricade that I can't seem to get access to, and it won't essentially, like, the key, the door is there, but there is no key, and no one will give me the key nor tell me where the key is. So that part is a little scary because it's just half of me is dormant, and I don't know why. I don't know what's there, and no one will ever let me find out. So I've been trying to do it myself. I know it's probably not the best idea, but having a whole part of my life and creation and being completely dormant is not really ideal, especially in situations like, you know, now where I don't really understand my magic. Um, so after, I think when I was about the equivalent of like the human age of, like I said, 17, my oldest sister kind of ripped me from that realm, and brought me to where the other siblings were, and we kind of lived in the human world most of that time, and she didn't really teach us. She understood her magic, but she didn't want us to learn, or she didn't want to teach us, I think for safety reasons. She wanted us to blend in with humans as much as possible, because I guess she also just didn't want us to be found or traced or anything of the sort. So she didn't teach us, and I wasn't able to be taught, so I kind of just never knew. I always knew that I had magic ability, but I was too scared to use it because I was always scared that I would be found if I did. So then kind of time went on, and we split, like my siblings and I split off. We went to go do our own thing, decades. I've moved. I tell people I'm 27 because that's kind of like the physical age my body has stopped like aging. But I move every couple decades after it stops being believable.
How very Cullen of you.
Yeah, after it stops being a little, because like I can't really be around people if I've been around them for like 35 years, and then they're like, "Well, you've been 27 for the last like 4 years." It's like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, so I kind of just moved around, and I've spent a lot of time just trying to blend in with humans as much as possible. Sometimes I had never traveled back to my homeworld. I'm a little bit too afraid to, because if I step back there, I feel like I'm never going to be able to come back, or they won't let me. And I refuse to be a weapon for somebody else.
Sorry,
Yes.
I guess. No, so is Novari the realm that your mother kept you from, and when you were 17, your sibling took you from?
Yeah. So she kept
Okay.
me in there, kind of in her, kind of just secluded, closed off from everybody else. Not really. Only taught how to use my magic in ways that would benefit her agenda. Because she didn't think of us as her children. She thought of us as her like creations, her crafted weapons, if you will.
And she never hinted at what your specialized weapon would be?
She just said I will figure it out when I'm older. That she was just going to tell me when I got old enough to know. It was I'm going to teach you what you need to know, I think you need to know, and then I will tell you your purpose when you're older. And I didn't want that, and neither did my sister. My sister didn't want that for me. I don't want that for the rest of us. So she kind of took us away from that and just hid us amongst humans as much as she possibly could.
And from then on, from like when you were 17, then you went off and you split off. Who was the first person to actually teach you magic? Or since you were 17 and now that you're over 100, you've literally never had anybody just hold your hand and sit you down?
And there's been a couple people that I've like come across. There's been so I spent a lot of time in kind of the cowboy days. And so there was a lot of a lot of people like like witch doctors and people who dabbled in like voodoo, and like spent a lot of time in the South too. So a lot of that kind of stuff, but nothing of the sort where it's tapping into my actual magic ability.
Got it. Okay.
Like I've learned a lot of things with like herbs and like energies and voodoo and dealing with witch doctors and dealing with a lot of like mediums, psychics, stuff like that, but nothing of the sort of with someone like me.
It's very interesting. Like, like I said, everything, every being, every item has magic in it. And even folks who don't don't have magic, they do. There's magic in ritual, magic in habits, and you know, folks like Ada and myself and you, we actually have a source of our magic, but even the most basic of human can do magical things. And that's kind of where witch doctors and voodoos, because as long as you can connect with nature and you have an understanding of how the elements work, you can do things like the herbology that you spoke of.
Mm-hmm. And like I can realm hop, and I've been to different realms before, and I think as the older I got, I started to learn how to do that. A lot of it was trial and error.
Now, okay, follow-up question to that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you realm hop, and which way does your magic actually... Do you walk through a tree? Do you walk through an arch? Do you literally summon a portal? Do you have to do a summoning circle? How does that work for you?
I can do it in 2 different ways. So I can, the easiest one for me is portaling. And the other one that I have figured out that I can do, but haven't actually perfected it yet and haven't tried because I'm a little afraid of it, is being able to kind of put myself into a like state of meditation, and it just brings me there. Think of a spot, or I think of something very specific, and my body will just disappear and go. It's kind of how I ended up here.
It's like a misty step almost. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much like that. Yeah, that's how I ended up here. I ended up wanting to, I think I was seeing where else I could go. And I was curious about trying it through that method, so I did. Like I said, I came from 1907. I kind of went through different realms and years. I was in the woods, from what I remember. My memory's a little foggy. Because using my magic also takes a lot out of me, and I think it made that whole situation very fuzzy. I was in the woods after like a hunting or something.
Now you're talking about time hopping. Obviously, you can go back through time in this current timeline. Have you found yourself able to stream hop, if you will?
What do you mean?
Multidimensional. I know that there exists a version of myself in a world similar to this that our new friend Lady has met, and so has Cassandra. Cassandra's from there, apparently so is Lady. Have you found yourself...
I know about those. I've never been able to do it.
Okay, so you are tied, to the best of your knowledge, at least with your current magic, to essentially this timeline. And can go back and forth.
Because from what I know of, is that there is no other variation of me out there. There's only one.
Interesting.
Because of the deal that was made with the other side of me. Can only be one.
That is a phrase you haven't said yet. The other side of you. Do you truly feel like it's another version of you, or just something, a hidden power within you?
I have no idea.
You've said you've lost time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Do you sleepwalk?
Maybe. As far as I know, I don't know, but like...
Ada, does she sleepwalk?
We haven't slept together yet.
Oh.
Emphasis on yet.
Mm-hmm,
I'll let you know the moment I find out.
Okay. Like a text. Like, sorry. Anyway,
I'll send you a
derailing. Oh no! I don't. No. That's fine. Where I'm going with this is like, is there a version of Des where when you go to sleep, the door that you think is locked unlocks from within?
There could be.
Spicy.
Which is kind of a little terrifying, because I've always been afraid that I'm not actually in control of, like... That's a big reason why, too, I was so adamant about leaving Nelvari, was... I was just kind of a puppet for someone else. And And like I know that there are conditions that have to be met in order for me to access, that door, but I don't know what they are, and I'm kind of afraid of what they are.
There are God, fucking. There's too many parallels between the both of us. That's for another day. Um, there are conditions.
Yeah, there are conditions
Were
that
they ever
have to
written
be met.
down?
There are, but I can't read them. It's in a language that I don't know.
Where are they written? Are they with you?
Not on me, but I can like bring them from somewhere else.
Do you know the language in which they are written?
No.
If you wish to know more answers, I might be able to pull some strings for you.
Yes. What I think it is I think it's somewhere along the lines of Infernal, but I don't know. Because the contract that was made for my mother was made in Infernal, and a lot of her old like documents and stuff were written in Infernal. Because people in Novari can't read Infernal.
The Feywild's Library of Knowledge sits in one of the quarters of Midsumner. I have access to archivists, to folks that literally study language for millennia that could potentially take time and be able to translate it for you. There are many different... How do I put this? Just like there, in China, how there's many different dialects of Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing could be said for Infernal specifically. So.
Because part of me wants to know, but also I'm slightly afraid of what it is.
Without knowing the conditions, these types of... How do I put this? For myself specifically, for us that are Fae, we have different lineages that, to kind of use your words and your analogy, there's a door that we have to walk through. In which case, when we walk through said door, we come out on the other side, the being that we were born to be. I know that as blossoming. It typically happens around the age of coming, which can vary depending on the Fae and when they're ready, but on average, it usually is the equivalent of when humans reach adulthood. For me, I went past that many, many decades. I'm not as old as you, but old enough that, I'm still learning. But one thing is very, very clear about blossoming or coming of age is that the determiner is the person in which the pace that you go. I've seen it happen where folks have been forced to blossom. Something could be said that, half of American television revolves around people growing up too fast or being forced into situations that they did not have clear choice over.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you use the imagery of a door that is locked with a key that you do not know, yet you have a key, albeit not a physical key, but a potential key that could get you through the said door. But it's you that is the wielder of it.
Yeah.
It is your choice.
I would like to know. A part of me is a little bit afraid, but I also want to know what it is so that I can be aware and not be surprised when, for example, when said conditions are essentially met, I'm not being kind of thrown into a deep end of something I'm not prepared for.
I do not blame you. One bit.
Yeah. And then I need to figure out a way to kind of help balance myself and kind of bring myself back down when my magic gets out of control like it has been the last few days. I don't know how to do that. I've never had anything like this as of recent years happen to where I needed to use as much as my ability as I have, where it's kind of like untamed, unbalanced, wild, tapping into it when I'm not really used to it.
Describe to me the last few days that your magic has manifested in spilling? Like, did you blow stuff up? Did you just feel out of control? Like, how did it manifest?
Felt a little out of control. It felt very easy for me to kind of I'm very good sometimes at leveling my head and being able to not get super emotional or really angry. The last few days it's gotten very difficult.
You did have an outburst last night that you apologized for.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, because you know how you can kind of sometimes feel your own like magic energy. It feels like it's burning, like it's trying to explode. And I can usually bring myself back down, but it just feels like it's a constant burn.
I have an idea that I want to put forth to you. It could, I think, lead to healing you, but it is risky.
At this point, I'll take anything.
I think at this point what we may be dealing with is something by definition that is unruly, that has bouts of dormancy, bouts of volcanic eruption. That is one of the harder magics to tame, if it is even tameable. I think it can be controllable. I think it could be... I had mentioned the word siphons earlier. I think there is a way that you could work with it. I think you have an element of chaos magic that could be potentially going on here. If you have been trying to fight it as much as you literally physically can throughout the years, I don't know if you were going through anything emotionally at the time of the shooting, but it's clearly affected your ability to heal. It is potentially kept you open and therefore found its own way to siphon itself out and to bleed, literally. That is my hypothesis at this moment.
You could be right.
My idea of fixing it, that if it's not that, could actually potentially still have some health effects to it, is, you've mentioned necromancy, you've mentioned blood magic, you've mentioned other things of that nature that you have found yourself attuned to. You've spoken to me of societies that you've grown up with that I think that this would be pretty similar to maybe what you're used to. It could be dangerous. It's not that it could be, it is. I'm thinking of a bloodletting ritual. We let it bleed. We drain you. We drain the chaos. And hopefully in doing that, you've talked about two parts of you, right? We drain the chaos, so all that remains is your other half to do the healing.
That could work.
I've been running around Roxwood prior to you coming up here, kind of spending time, and I know we just met, but just thinking of things that kind of remind me of you. It's good that Ada's here, but things that I think might be able to ground you with that. If you give me about 5-10 minutes to gather my supplies, do you think this is something that you would want to pursue tonight?
I have time.
Wonderful. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go inside and grab my bag of goodies.
Okay.
I would say if you don't want to bleed over your current clothes, you might want to change into something that is less...
I'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'll be
then, give me about 5 minutes and I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I am going to use this chance to go use the bathroom. And we're going to come back and we are going to do a ritual bloodletting. Also, by the way, this is his little house. I still have lots of decorating to do. This is his little personal altar. Yeah. All right, he's going to grab some stuff here. All right, folks. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. I'm going to be right back, put you on the BRB screen, and when we come back, we'll start the ritual. we are returning to do a darker spell here. Just finding my place and what I wrote. Okay.
Oberon, over here.
Oh, I saw you. Do you want to have it be here?
No, we can go over there. I'm just doing something because I think that this I might as well try now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that the scroll with the conditions for you.
Oh, shit. Oh, oh, also, if anyone has anything to drink and eat, I would love to take that out.
You keep doing your thing. There is some stuff on the floor for you.
Thank you.
Sand-covered food and drink. Snow-covered food and drink, just like you deserve.
Hell yeah. Des, while you do that, I'm gonna get the ritual area set up.
Okay.
What is north here? I think he's facing north. I don't like that I didn't capitalize that. Rise in the east, sets in the west. Okay.
See that part you didn't tell me. kind of comes from there in a way, but not really. But it was nice seeing her. I haven't seen her in like years. Huh? Her name was Inro. Yeah, I remember meeting her as a child, and then she kind of disappeared for a while. She kind of took care of me a little bit. I don't know why. But I don't know why. I met her as a child because I accidentally bumped into her. When I was younger, I would accidentally make portals into places that I shouldn't. And I bumped into her, and something just clicked, and she was just this beautiful knight, and I was like in awe as a child. She has not aged, but I remember she kind of became like my childhood best friend, and then she kind of took care of me, and then she has just disappeared for like the last, I would say like 30 years. Haven't heard from her. No, it's okay. She might be. It's kind of hard to kill her, but she also is someone who, you know, she's a knight. She kind of does a lot of a warrior, all that stuff. But I would like to maybe see her one more time. Part of me kind of wants to go find some of my like old friends.
You spelled my name wrong.
Hi.
Hello. How did it go?
It was actually really easy to grab it, but the scroll is so weird because it's ancient as all hell, but like it has not seemed like it has worn down at all.
That tends to happen with protected or at least magical writings, if you will.
I'll show you.
Ooh. Purple is definitely your color.
Yeah, I've kind of been like, it's kind of like a chosen color for me ever since birth, apparently. Everyone was like, you know what, that's just going to be the color.
Okay. Would you like me to hold on to this or would you like me to make a copy?
I already have a copy, so you can have this one.
Very well. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Follow me.
Oh.
If you will, go ahead, make yourself comfy in the center of all of these little items, these trinkets.
It's very interesting, the collection of stuff.
I hope these crow feathers were ethically sourced.
You what?
I hope these crow feathers. Fuck! These crow feathers were ethically sourced. That's a real tongue twister.
These crow feathers were ethically sourced down by the pier. As well, the small sunflower I acquired from the plains here. The bottle piece I actually got from the beach. And honestly, I got there's a tiny store, apothecary here, that sells teas and things. So, I don't know.
Such an interesting, the crows are kind of, were used as like a symbol of like my house. It's kind of like, you know, crows, ravens, etc. My middle name is Raven.
Interesting.
Sunflowers are actually, it was very interesting that you got that, because sunflowers are my favorite flower, and there's a nice kind of field where there's a lot of sunflower-esque looking flowers up here in the north that I tend to go to when I feel sad.
Last night I did a lot of closely, how do I put this? I can take in a person's aura, and I could also potentially scratch the surface of their minds depending on what they're thinking. It's not full on like telepathy or anything. I would not do that, nor if I did have that power I would not do that non-consensually, but let's just say that despite people not speaking, they are shouting very clearly most of the time. Their past, their present, their future. I think it's accurately that you are well overspilling.
Yeah.
How deep that well goes, I think that's for you to find out. Now, I'm going to have some things I'm going to say here to essentially open the circle and open the veil. There's going to be a point at which I have a ritualistic knife that I'm going to connect the two. I'm going to open the wound of the bullet and connect them on your side. And then I'm going to I'm not going to connect the one behind your neck to anything, but I will still open it a little just for... It's like taking a cork out of a dam and to make sure the entire dam doesn't crumple, relieving pressure.
Yeah.
And then we're just going to let things spill out. And Ada, I'm going to need you to be ready for if anything actually, like, literally talk to her about her having like another side of her. There we go. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Keep
you.
in mind, this axe is broken at the moment, so I cannot swing it.
Damn. Okay. Well,
but you can use it as like a visual threat.
Yeah, just that. There we go. Okay, that works too.
If you want to give me 5 minutes, I could go get an RPG out my van.
Respectfully, I don't think the trees here would very much take that well. Considering I did communicate with all the lovely nature here that we would be doing something that would cause hopefully not too much of a rift, but it would be healing at the end, hopefully. So we'll see how this goes. Des, do I have your permission to open your wounds?
Yep.
Okay. I'm not going to do that now. I will do it when the circle opens. Hopefully, let's just see how this goes. I'm just talking nervously it's been a while since I've done something like this.
And I appreciate you a lot, because I know it can be a little daunting having to do this, especially when you don't really know what you're getting into.
Yep.
But, fuck around and find out, I guess.
That's exactly what I'm here for, and I wish you all the best on the other side. All right. Let me just kind of center myself here. To the northern light, I beseech you. By earth and air, by fire and water, so shall you hear my call. Powers of birth and rebirth, powers of silence and peace, heal the body and mind set before thee. By the setting of the west and the powers that control thee, by earth and air, by fire and water, so shall you hear my call, powers of birth and rebirth, powers of silence and peace, heal the body set before thee and mind. To the southern shores and skies that protect us all, by earth and air, by fire and water, so shall you hear my call. Powers of birth and rebirth, powers of silence and peace, heal this body before thee and thy mind. To the intricacies of the east, and all the powers that be, by earth and air, by fire and water, so shall you hear my call. Powers of birth and rebirth, powers of silence and peace, heal the body set before thee and thy mind. So shall the east, north, south, and west have been called. Mother, father, daughter, goddess, crone, protect us all. With this knife I beseech thee. I do not bring malice, but protection, healing. Whatever takes place within thy body, be not more harmful. Flow from these veins. Go forth and spill. Find your way with no harming ill. With this blade, I beseech thee. Whatever is inside, flow out. Do not bear ill will. Flow and find peace. Seems we have someone among us. Speak louder, for we do want to listen. It's okay, Des. Breathe. Do you hear it too? Interesting. Pulled to the blue of broken. Des, can you hear my voice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. For this next part, I want you to imagine whatever seems to be pooling out of your blood now. I want you to imagine with your mind, body, and soul pushing whatever this substance is through your wounds. And I'm going to read you line by line, and I want you to repeat it back to me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Son of power, son of gold.
Son of power, son of gold.
Son of wondrous fair.
Son of wondrous fair.
Hear my words of power and grace,
Hear my words of power and grace.
winging through the air. It's okay. Oh, goodness.
I'm hearing a really, really loud whisper. Just like a constant, deep voice.
Are they speaking clear?
I don't know.
Do you recognize it?
Yeah, it's using my real name.
And what is that?
I can sign it to you. Because if I speak it.
If you speak it, but can others?
Yes, but no guarantee that anything good will come from using it.
And yet, this entity that whispers to you now is speaking it.
Mm-hmm.
Urgently?
Kind of sounds like it's panicking. Because only a few people can say my name.
And what does a blue glass stained bottle have to do with you? Sunflower's your favorite. Crow's related to your name. What of the bottle?
When I was younger, I'd always collect things in those bottles. It was the only ones that they had in the essentially castle that I lived in. They everything of mine that was only mine would go into these tiny little glass bottles that I would find either on the beach or out in the woods, or I would steal from the little shops. I was a child, maybe. Everything that belonged to me and me only would go in there.
And this voice that whispers to you now, does it sound more masculine or feminine?
Masculine.
You did not speak of your father. Do you know who your father is?
No.
Interesting. You are collecting yourself within the bottle, it seems. Very good. When did the whispers begin?
When the wounds were reopened.
And how loud are they now?
Very, very loud. Like something's trying to tell me something, but there's just like a blockage.
Blockage. I do not wish to break the circle. Though I'm tempted. Do you feel safe?
I think so.
You're still talking to me, which means either you're drowning out the voice or the voice is not taking too much of your attention. Well, if you can hear me, let us continue. Oh dear. Oh, it is not happy. Hey, Ada, do you happen to have, like, a wine bottle cork or something? Or a cap?
I've got like old vape bottles,
You have what?
old vape juice bottles.
I'm
You
looking
could take the
for...
cap off of one of those and like the refill bottles. Other than that, no, I don't.
Let's see what...
I
Oh,
well,
there's a
you
cork
could-
over here. Hold on, I see one. Hold on.
I was gonna say I've got a speed potion. You can kind of just take that and pour it out.
Oh, goodness. Did that feel good? You look a little better. Okay, let me look at your wounds.
Kind of feels like when when you have a really horrible migraine, and then it finally goes away, and you're just like, ugh.
Good. And the voice? What does it sound like now?
Not as loud. I'm trying to decipher what it's telling me.
Okay. Let us finish. What we were saying earlier is a healing chant, so it's kind of bad luck to not finish it. So let us start from the top. Son of power, son of gold.
Son of power, son of gold.
Son or wondrous fair.
Son of wondrous fair.
Hear my words of power and grace,
Hear my words of power and grace,
winging through the air.
winging through the air.
Bring me favors great.
Bring me favors great.
Fill my life with joy and hope.
Sorry, the voice is really loud. Could you do that again?
Yeah, fill my life with joy and hope.
Fill my life with joy and hope.
Grant me wondrous fate.
Grant me wondrous fate.
All powerful healing deities,
All powerful healing deities,
guide me to high destinies.
guide me to high destinies.
Just breathe. Couple of deep breaths. I feel like she's ready. Do you still hear the voice?
Oh, it yelled at me and then it just went silent.
You told it what for?
I'm trying to remember what it said.
It said your name.
See, after it said my name is when I just stopped remembering that it said my name. Oh, I remember what it told me. It said,
Not the cometer.
I mean, it feels very, like, ominous. It just kind of just said, in due time, my child. What it means? No idea.
Interesting. Could literally be
Literally anything.
anything. Lots of deities like to be condescending. Fathers like to be condescending. Male entities like to be condescending. But I digress.
Don't we know it? Don't we know it? Don't we know it?
All right. How do you feel?
Better, but like sore, if that makes sense.
Good. Good. He didn't explode. Nothing gaseous or poisonous came out. Got a souvenir. Oh! Curious. What were you thinking of just now?
My sisters. Sounds very weird to say.
No, not at all. I think pain, physical pain, spiritual pain can sometimes revert our brains back to a time when we were innocent, a time when we felt protected. They protected you, it sounds like. And did they have any, like, flying powers at all? Levitation?
One of them did, actually. It was the oldest one.
Were you the closest with her?
Yeah, until like recent years I was, and she kind of protected me the most out of all the other ones. I think it's because of the danger that my existence posed to myself, I guess.
Well, I don't think you were looking that direction, but either she was saying hi, something was saying hi, or you definitely made that feather float.
See, it definitely wasn't me. I didn't touch anything.
All right. I think it's time to open the circle back up. To the north, thank you for your time and favors. To the west, thank you for your time and favors. To the south, you guessed it, thank you for your time and favors. And to the east, thank you for your favors and times. So mote it be. When you are ready, you can stand.
Oh.
Yeah, take it easy. You lost, at least a pint of blood.
Yeah, that'll do it. Would you say it? I couldn't hear you.
For you.
Huh.
It's truly a part of you. Was a part of you.
Interesting. It's like it kind of made my blood into like this weird misty smoke.
Totally normal. Totally normal.
Totally normal, at least for me. That crow feathers, also that moving was interesting because what is it? A lot of what my mother would call are kind of my group of my sisters, which is kind of like her little ravens.
That was the connection. Okay. We do have ravens here, you know. I'll keep an eye out.
I've seen them. I'll be minding my business and they'll just go above, trying to say hi, I guess.
Very intelligent creatures. Do you need anything to eat or drink?
I think I still have some stuff. With that, my brain's a little trying to get back to itself, but I think maybe I'll be a little bit more level-headed.
It's okay if you're not, but I understand the sentiment. Take it slow. You going somewhere? What were you just thinking of?
Trying to wrap my head around the things I was hearing. There's a lot of like whispering in my head and just noise, and then it just goes silent, and now it's like empty. So I guess my mind is still trying to get used to that after having so many loud voices in my head right now.
Oh, I did not actually catch on to that. It was multiple voices. It wasn't just one?
At first it was multiple, and then the loudest one kind of took over, and the rest faded out. It happened once before when I tried to, as I said before, trying to like, knock on that door.
Oh dear.
I got nosy. I tried to knock on that door. I heard a lot of things, massive headache, what I remember, and then I don't have any memory for about 30-ish years. I've never been able to get that memory back. So I don't know what it is about that part that doesn't want to be figured out. But the conditions are in that scroll.
I'll be honest, if you do have issues with memory playing in minds, that is not my specialty, unfortunately. Healing, I kind of
gotten used. I kind of gotten used to. It's kind of a little fucked up to say, but I kind of gotten used to it. When you live several hundred years, you kind of just forget a lot of things, and at that point, it's kind of like, I can't get it back. My mind can only hold so much.
It's like our brains actually have RAM.
Yeah.
That's how I like to think about it. All right, well, I guess drink some black tea, stay hydrated, kid, and don't don't get shot up again anytime soon.
You
don't
know what? I will try my best. But,
yeah.
Considering my lifestyle, we'll see.
Yeah, same. I understand that. Well, like I said, you are welcome to Haven should you need it.
Thank you. And I know you had said that before that you'd be willing to kind of teach some things. And at this point, I'm kind of like grasping for anything because I just want to know how to just the very bare minimum of how to kind of keep myself, balanced and be able to control it enough to where it's not gonna. I'm afraid to use it where it gets out of control. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I will work on translating this scroll through my contacts. What I would offer to you as homework is honestly to meditate, to listen to your body. Sometimes, especially with what I've maybe picked up, this might actually help you. When you meditate, try and locate the source of your magic in your body. Don't think of it as a door. Think of it as a muscle. And just learn to be in the same room with it. To cohabitate with it. You don't have to use it, just... That's kind of a pretty basic step so you can tap into it when you do need it or shield it when it becomes too much. But especially if you do actually have even a sliver of chaos magic within you, that's going to help. It's going to be the best medicine that anyone can prescribe to you. At least to begin.
Yeah. I'll try that. I'll start with that.
Sounds good. Depending on if this scroll that I have in my pockets randomly shows off multiple pages or one pages, because sometimes magic be like that.
Yep.
I would say this might take me about a week. More if there's multiple pages.
No worries. Take your time. I've had that thing for about 100 years.
Well, I will take my time, but I will also tell my archivist to go at a good pace. I am intrigued. You intrigue me.
It's like I tell people, I'm a blank slate.
Something tells me that I don't think you're as blank as you think you are, but I think we could fill the gaps.
To me, I'm a blank slate to myself because I don't quite understand it, but some other people may see things that I don't.
Understood. Ada, have you noticed things that she has not noticed?
In what regards?
Any?
Not anything that I've blocked, but I've not known to look for anything that she would have noticed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say keep an eye on that bottle for sure. Don't take off the stopper unless you want to deal with the consequences.
Absolutely not. Listen, I fuck around and find out sometimes, but not to this extent.
Okay.
I get a little silly, but not that much.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to release whatever symbiote you have on you.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep that, to put it in the words of Gandalf, keep it secret, keep it safe.
I'll probably put it in the same spot that I had the scroll in. There's a vault back in, like, essentially there's a vault back home that I have access to. And it's hidden very, very far deep into, the archives and stuff. So I can access it from a tiny little portal. just enough to put something in there or take something out, but I might put it in there for now.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, but I appreciate you doing all of this because I know it could be a lot.
You're welcome. To be honest, that was honestly kind of best case scenario, and I'm happy to have helped.
It could have been worse.
It could have been way worse. The trees are very happy. They are definitely singing my praises and your praises, and they're saying good job.
I can hear them talking to each other.
See, that is also important to know. What the fuck? You can speak with plants?
Yeah.
Who can't speak plants?
This is what I mean. She said she's a blank slate, but then she just bust out with something like that. Come the fuck on. What?
Listen, like I know how to do. I know like that I have the ability to do these things. I just don't know how to use it. If that makes sense.
Are we
Like I know I have this. Yeah, like I know I have certain things that I can do and that like certain abilities. I just don't know what to do with it.
Des is on her quest for her true purpose.
Unfortunately, it only took me 150 years.
Hey, you know what? I haven't even blossomed and I'm 69 years old, so you know.
Nice.
We all have our shortcomings. Yeah, okay, Ada. Well, is there a place that I can take you folks next to?
It's up to you.
Sorry, demons in my head. Could probably just go back to that garage.
The marina garage?
Yeah.
Okay. Your chariot awaits.
God, the group chat was popping off. Let me see what the fuck's going on in there.
Just watched an entire war was like rage while we were just up there like dealing with your shit. Respectfully.
I think my crew and Chaos were taking photos together and doing a party for I think one of our members.
Cute.
I went on radio and told them all, don't bother me.
There you go.
Leave me alone.
I saw that, Ada.
Did you?
It did. Your little finger sticking out the window, of course.
Well, I want your window to close again so I can break it.
Oh,
God, Roxford is such a pretty area.
I love it out here.
Why don't you live up here?
You know, I'm thinking about it. I still have yet to buy a house.
You should check out the new flood houses, post flood houses, because there's some pretty freaking sweet mansions out there.
Yeah. Dom was showing me them.
Yeah, there's one house that I think of like. Have you guys seen Count of Monte Cristo?
No.
No.
Damn it. Okay, well, I might email this to you, but there's this really iconic scene where he comes down from like a hot air balloon and there's this grand staircase and everybody's like, oh my God, who is this guy? And it's just, that's what it makes me think of. Oh shit, did I pass it? Yes, it did.
I think so.
That's what I get for talking. There you go.
Thank you again.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
I know it was a lot.
I'm okay. It was okay for me. Are you okay?
Good. Yeah, I'm just a little dazed, but I'll be fine. A lot happened to me.
Yeah, take it easy on yourself, okay? Because, I mean, essentially, what I think might be equivalent of, I see you! I think what might be happening is, you know, your magic's going to take some time to pool, if you will, to be able to truly heal you. So you kind of are like a human right now. Just keep that. No, get out of there.
You can't leave it unlocked.
Jesus. Okay, go on. No, I did lock it in my eyes. It said it locked. Ow, I'm actually bleeding. No. Ada, no, seriously, please no. Thank you.
Do you need bandages?
Do I need bandages? I have 7. I'm okay. No, get out of here! What lady? Ugh.
You still haven't locked it.
I did in my. I hate the lock system here. I hate it. Did you take anything? Did you take anything?
No, I haven't taken anything.
Okay, I'm gonna. There. Try to get into it now.
How much of a power move would it be if I just went in and just pulled the car out?
That would actually. Honestly, I wouldn't fight it at that point. I'd be like, nothing is safe. So, now you're good. I'm probably gonna go clock a couple hours at Grapeseed if I'm honest. Gotta make that money.
Yeah. God, I need to do that too. I spent way too much money. I was like, I'm gonna save my money for when I buy a house. And then Aethrix kept opening.
I spent way too much.
Oh, you've been buying them booster packs?
Yeah, and then like stuff every now and then now I'm like, oh shit, I need to start clocking in my hours. Also, I think I got a promotion during all of that.
Oh wait, you work at Aethrix or no?
No, Whispering Winds, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Got it. Ooh, you work at Whispering Winds? Good to know.
Yup.
I'm hoping Wendy gets back to me soon, so I'll put an application
Are you
for the,
whispering?
Huh?
Are you whispering?
got a
Okay.
problem with that?
No, but it's definitely a power move for us to be like, what are you saying every time you talk?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Wendy gets back to me soon because I put in an application for the drag pack that they're coming out.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. I'm hoping,
Sorry.
I'm hoping she gets. I don't know if she's gonna message me saying that I'm getting in it, or if she's just gonna be like, "Lol, you're in it." But I'm hoping she gets back to me.
Lol, you're in it. I love that.
I mean, wait, do you want me to send you the photo I took for it? Because it fucks. It fucks hard, doesn't it? Does.
Fuck yeah, I'd love
Oh,
to
it
see it. I mean, if
does.
you want to spoil it for me, but I feel like you're gonna be like a fucking ultra rare foil or some shit. I'll have to see though, Des, because I might have some extras of their Valentine's Day pack.
Oh hell yeah! See, I blame Lachlan for my addiction to the cards because my like first few days here, they were like, "Oh, let me show you Aethrix, he he he," and then yeah, so now I have an addiction.
Well, there you
I'm gonna
go.
go into how much money I've spent on their booster cards.
It's real bad for me. Yeah, so then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy a house. And then some of my house money was spent, and I was like, oh fuck. Well,
Oop.
and then I try and work, and I get shot. So like, I don't.
You're like, I can't win.
I can't win. I'm either broke. Well, not really broke, but like, you know, I try and work so I can get my money up. And then
Check your
I
email,
get shot.
Who?
Sorry, check your emails, Obi.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I get shot at work. So that's a whole thing. And then I do illegal things.
Fuck yeah, that looks so cool. Anyway.
And then my crew, and then people start gang wars with my crew. So like, I try.
Hashtag
People,
live.
I think you mean person, not people.
One big baby back bitch starts a gang war with my people, and then disbands his own group after he can't handle the smoke.
I'm just like, I'm sorry. That whole everyone's like, oh my god, what a wonderful end. And I'm like, you just couldn't handle it. That wasn't a whole thing, and everything was on the why. And like, what do you?
Everyone
What?
could see how much of a fucking child he was.
Yeah. And you know what's funny?
And my favorite thing is that like everybody dogged on him. Like
That no, seriously, that was and
literally it started off with just
So-
him talking shit about me and Dom.
can I
and
point
then everybody fucking jumped in.
can I point something out? So you know how like where the spray was and what happened there? then the reason for the gap, that's the gap that we removed because they removed one of our sprays. So he like, and he's like, what did you do? And so Dom being like, I hated the gap was there because of us. So I just had to be like, it all started because he had to whine on the Y. Oh, my spray. I'm like, that's the whole fucking point of the sprays, dude. Like, I don't know.
It's like Wendy said, remember, only he can start drama. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly,
literally,
exactly.
She fucking clocked it. The fact he didn't respond to that, no, he responded to everything but that one, so you know she got his ass.
Wendy got his ass. As she should. Anyway, I should see what these people are up to. They were taking pictures earlier.
They were taking. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like taking pictures too, and they took some good ones.
I should go bother. Oh, I'm probably gonna go bother Axel. He has Ghost open.
There you go. You should. I think Sawyer's on his way up here, so I'll probably hang out with him.
Yeah.
He's gonna be going Nini soon. All right, you two. Be safe.
Okay.
Thank you, Obi.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Take care of each other.
Let me know about the scroll and all that shit.
Of course.
I'll let you know too if the bottle starts acting all kinds of crazy.
Thank you, ma'am. Please do.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, you two.
Bye.
Hi, love.
How are you still awake?
I was just about to text you that I have to go to bed. I didn't realize the time.
Yeah, I was like, what the? This is way late for you.
But yeah, I completely lost track of time. But I did just get off the phone with Emma Rossi, and
Okay.
so due to external events, I will be retiring my other soul. I'm not gonna get rid of her. Like, she's not gonna perma or anything. She's just gonna, go sleep for a while.
My eyes are open, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Anyway,
I'm just letting you know.
Thank you. Tomorrow, I'm gonna meet up with Emma, and she's going to hire me back at Les Bianco.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that.
I never got a private show, so...
Oh, we'll fix that.
I also still need a background for my phone, sir.
You're so right.
I've been patiently waiting, being like, I know there's ADHD, but like, I want a picture of you.
Yes, I know. I will get that for you immediately. Well, not immediately, but tomorrow I will.
You need to go to bed.
I need to go eat.
Go eat.
Yes, I need to go eat. Okay.
I love you very much, and I'll talk to you later, okay?
I love you too very much. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Goodbye.
All right. Bye, babe.
All right, everyone. I'm going to be doing some grinding now. I think this is a good time to end the stream here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that scene. Definitely more to come. I love Des as an RP partner. We used to RP back in the Celestia days. So us meeting again is just like, oh, just so my brain is just all the burr. Brain go burr. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to be wrapping up here. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Drink water. And I'll see you folks next time. Good night.